Okay, for this video, we're going to be looking at the warm-up for today. And so it says on the first day, you paint 150 square feet in 2.5 hours. The next day, you paint 200 square feet in 4 hours. So we have the first day information here as a ratio or a rate. We have the same information for the second day. And we want to know if these two are equivalent. So we need to find the unit rate. Either we need to know feet squared per hour or hour per feet squared. And so we want to know how much is completed per hour. So this is actually given to us in the correct orientation. So we want to go ahead and use this information right here, and we need to find the unit rate. So we need to set up a division problem. So I'm going to pause it while I set that up. Okay, so we're going to do this division problem here. I need to divide 150 by 2.5. Remember, we can change this into a decimal. So the rule states that we have to take this decimal here and shift it to the right because we want that to be a whole number. Now, if I were to write 150 as a decimal using money, I would put the decimal there and say it's 150.0. So if I move this decimal one spot to the right, I have to move this decimal one spot to the right, bring it straight up, and we would divide. This is now 25, not 2.5. So I need to go ahead and say, okay, how many times does 25 go into 1? That's 0 times. How many times does 25 go into 15? That's 0 times. How many times does 25 go into 150? And again, that would be, I hope that you say 6 times. Okay, so we have 25, 50, 75 cents, $1, $1.25, $1.50. So that would be 6 times. Okay, put 150 underneath, subtract, bring down your 0. How many times does 25 go into 0? And that would be 0 times. So we have 60 square feet per 1 hour. And we want to know, in 4 hours, does that equal 200? So in order to do this, I know I have to multiply 1 by 4 to get my 4 hours here. If I multiply my denominators by 4, I have to multiply my numerators by 4 also. And I know that 6 times 4 is 24. Add a 0 to that, and we get 240 feet squared. And we know by looking at this that these two do not match. So therefore, these are not equivalent. That was the question that we had yesterday. Were these two ratios proportionate or equivalent to each other? And the answer to that is no. You would then need to write me a sentence explaining why these two do not match and why they're not equivalent.